Hello YouTube fam, welcome to yet another episode on Let's Talk About It. So in today's episode we're going to be tackling a very important topic, child sexual abuse awareness. Now it is time to break the silence so that we may help our children, our neighbors, and also the coming generation. And this will also help those who have been victims of child sexual abuse so that they may also break their silence, get the guidance that they need, and also counseling so that they may process their trauma and be able to have healthy, intimate relationships. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into the video. Now, the question that comes to your mind when you hear of sexual abuse. Traditionally, it is sexual intercourse, which is popularly known as rape. Okay, but sexual abuse is not only limited to sexual intercourse because there are two types of sexual abuse. There is touching and non-touching sexual abuse. So since today we are focusing on child sexual abuse, what is child sexual abuse? So child sexual abuse is a criminal act that is involving a child in sexual activities that they are not socially, physically, and developmentally ready for. So this may be exposing the child to pornographic material, telling them to touch themselves in a sexual manner, forcing them to touch sexual parts of another person, or it may be forcing them to have oral sex with someone who is in their right mind to know what is right or wrong. Now, sexual abuse is mostly swept under the carpet, especially if it happens within the family, because they want to keep it within the family and tackle it themselves, without realizing that they are neglecting a huge responsibility on helping the victim heal from such heinous acts. So what can we do? First things first, listen and believe. When a child comes to you and tells you that someone touched them in an unusual manner, do not dismiss them. Be a good listener, be supportive, because at the end of the day, the support matters. Okay, because if you do not listen or believe them, whereas you dismiss that child, they won't come to you the next time it happens, and it will be building up, trauma upon trauma, abuse upon abuse, and it will be very difficult for them to process that, and they'll have, such trauma will also impact their relationships when they grow up. So child sexual abuse is not only a social concern, as it is largely like a public health concern, because it has lifelong consequences on both the physical and mental health of a child. And also the consequences, they depend on the duration that child has been exposed to such, and the support system that is around them. So it is not only up to the parents or teachers to create a safe environment for kids. It is our responsibility as a community, as a country, as the whole world at large, to create a safer environment for children and for the generations to come. Because now it is very different. It's not like in the 90s when resources were limited. Now we have resources at our disposal, so we know. And sexual abuse has been, like, defined in a broader manner, so we can, like, if an elderly person, you can know when you are being abused. You can know when, you feel uncomfortable about something. So second step, report any suspicions. If you suspect that there is, even at the neighbor's house, okay, you suspect that the child is being sexually abused, you have to report, because it is better to be safe than sorry. Okay. And mostly children cannot, come out and talk about such events, because they don't really know what is happening. By the time they realize that actually they are being abused, their rights are being violated, it is too late. And it is somewhat like a very agonizing situation when a child, has some kind of, let me take for example, like a child is being abused, and now, like, by a person who is like older. They are biologically developed fully, and you leave some semen on a child, and then that child will be looking at that thing, and, like, they'll be disgusted with themselves, like, what is happening, what is this? And they will try to clean that up, so that their parents do not, see that. Okay. And such, like, an event, like, just stays there at the back of your mind, and that's like the thing that you think about even when you are playing with your friends. Like, that's the thing that comes up even when you are playing, like when kids are playing mom and daddy, and you know they are doing it in an innocent manner. Like, you feel like, how is this possible? Because, like, the child would be questioned, like, how is this possible? How come? Like, I didn't do this with my uncle. My uncle actually removed my panties, and he was doing this and this. And then you start processing. So by the time you realize that that was actually abuse, it's too late. And you have to really have a personal relationship with your kids, so that you can spot out some, change in behavior, some sudden fear or anxiety, or suggested aggression in a child, because like, these are actually the red flags. Okay. And now we have the resources, so you have to share the resources, you have to spread the word, you have to educate. Let's educate each other, let's break the silence, so that these things may stop happening to other people. And it's not only girls who are exposed to sexual abuse, even boys are also exposed to sexual abuse. So it starts with you and I to spread um, the message, break the silence, so that we may help raise a less traumatized generation than ours. So that is it for today. Thank you for tuning in, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more educational discussions on general topics about life, trauma, mental health. So that's it for now. Bye.